And I am super excited to be with you today. We are going to, over the next 20, 30-ish minutes, we're going to talk about social media without the headache and how to build a winning presence in just 30 minutes a week with really important practical strategies for small teams and busy business owners. So with that, I'd be remiss if I didn't introduce myself. My name's Joe Japp, and with me today is Anne Marie Werner. She's our Director of Marketing. I have the privilege of being the president. And you might be asking, who's Emory Day? Well, we are the best of professionals, technology, and AI. We've been growing businesses for 20 years. We are a full service marketing firm, which means we do websites, contents, e-commerce, social media. We do it all. But we focus on growing your business, and we'll talk more about that. But we have an amazing team of 50 individuals who do that. We've got a wonderful lead generation platform, and we've had the opportunity to serve thousands of clients. And with that, our mission always remains the same, which is to grow your business, right? Cost effectively using comprehensive marketing to generate that traffic that converts. And we really focus on cost effectively. We're long-term players, and we want the strategies to work. And when we're able to apply our resources, we help businesses thrive. So whether you're looking to aim to increase revenue or preparing to sell your business, Emory Day would love to be a part of your journey. And for you to enjoy our AI-powered dashboard, because we know AI is here. It's making people faster, more effective, more comprehensive. Leads are increasing, sales are increasing. AI is a force multiplier. And we found that companies that use CRMs like ours actually increase their sales by an average of 30%. Imagine that. Just start using a CRM and increase your sales by 30%. And it's largely because you stop missing opportunities. But enough about us. Let's go ahead and hop in and talk about why social media feels so overwhelming. Well, we all know there's too many platforms. Wow, coming and going. The trends and content types constantly keep changing. And sometimes we're faced with inconsistent posting because, quite frankly, life is life. You know, you get busy. And one of the things we preach at Emory Day, number one, if you can't do it, let us. But if you can and you have the time and you're excited, let's create a system that is scalable and repeatable. And that's one of the things you'll hear from us today, because inconsistent posting creates poor results from sporadic efforts. Now, some folks have resource limitations. They might actually have a day job called running the company and selling products and doing the accounting. We get it. So there's a certain amount of lack of time and clarity, but we want to create that visible ROI, that return on investment that makes you say it's worth the time and energy. And then the other problem is there's a comparison trap, which means that today, you know, the beauty of digital marketing is that we can make a small company look like a Fortune 500 company because it's just ones and zeros. It's images, it's content, it's messaging, but that also puts you into a little bit of a comparison where you sit there and you go, oh my gosh, I go into Nike and Under Armour and these amazing brands, or even companies that are 3, 4, 5x my size with dedicated teams, and am I measuring up? And it's not really about measuring up. The question is, are you reaching your audience? Now, we talked a little bit about a 30-minute weekly system, and yes, it can be done in 30 minutes. And I'm about to give you a hint, ChatGPT. Yep. So it got even easier in the last 2 years to execute on this 30-minute weekly system, and you don't have to be in that amazing bubble of creativity. We've got ways to get you there. So in the first 10 minutes, what we're going to do is choose a topic. Pick one customer question or trend. Now, where does that come from? Well, that comes from a couple different things. Number one, we look at the calendar and we ask ourselves, what's coming up in my industry? What's coming up seasonally, right? So there are different things to promote in the fall than in the spring. If you have a trade show coming up that's an industry trade show, it's time to talk about that. Maybe there's something topical in the news, not necessarily political because we don't want to go there, but societal trends. So there's always something to do. And if you get in trouble, ask ChatGPT for a couple, or any major large language model for a couple suggestions. That'll get the creative juices flowing. Next, for the next 10 minutes, we want to create and repurpose. So make one post and adapt it for all platforms. We're going to talk about that philosophy in a second. But the creation part is easy. If you're feeling inspired, get those fingers on the keyboard and put it down. If you're feeling like what you put down isn't poetic, throw it into an AI. Have them clean it up, right? Sometimes if you spend the time working on the prompt of what you really want, you actually get the post that you dream of. Now, when you think about that in particular, is that cheating? Of course not. It's not cheating. If you had the opportunity to leverage something that knew almost all of humankind, wouldn't you? You'd be crazy not to. So the next 10 minutes go to scheduling and engaging. So we want to set it up and respond to comments. So in this time frame, this is the tactical. We're opening platforms, we're scheduling, and we're going to talk about some schedulers that make this a little bit easier. But we also want to respond to comments. We want to go like other people's posts. We want to be a good steward of social media. So with that, let's hop into what to post, even if you're not creative. Now, this next thing is pretty important because answer frequently asked questions. Why don't we bust a myth that your customers believe? Now, we can do that with the amazing help of ChatGPT, but I'm going to wrangle in ChatGPT on another front. ChatGPT is an answer engine. Ask a question, get an answer. So you guys are familiar with search engine optimization. Well, that's about making a website readable for a search engine. ChatGPT isn't exactly a search engine. In fact, it's an answer engine. So we want to present content in an ask a question mode and an answer mode. And you're going to be learning more about answer engine optimization over the next 12 months as it becomes all the rage. But you can never be wrong working through frequently asked questions. Next, we want to show the evidence, before and after testimonials, behind the scenes, invite them into a day of the life. One thing that we have learned over the past 5 to 8 years is user-generated content is where it's at. People want to peek behind the covers. They want to know you're real. We want to give it to them. People also want to hear what other people are talking about you. So feature that. You can even write a post that says, I was so honored to receive this testimonial that I wanted to share it. That's a post unto itself. And you're not bragging, you're documenting and sharing. There's a difference. And before and afters, who doesn't like a good makeover, right? I love a good makeover. Take a old house and turn it into a beautiful house. Take an old website and turn it into a beautiful website. Who doesn't like that? That's amazing. Also, we want to leverage timing. Like we talked about a few moments ago, look at the calendar. 12 months a year, 52 weeks a year, 365 days of opportunity, 13 to 20 holidays in a year, depending on which ones you focus on. So the calendar is always bringing us some relevant holiday or some current trend. And if you're flummoxed, ask AI for some hints and topics. Next, we want to share value. A customer story, success story, or a quick tip goes a long way to satiating that desire that someone wants to learn more about you, wants to learn more about your business. Now, there's tools that make this easy, and that is the name of the game. That's why this webinar is called Social Media Without a Headache in 30 minutes or less. Ding, ding, ding. So let's first start with the big ones. So number one, we talked about ChatGPT, so we'll come back to that. Let's talk Canva. Canva and so many tools that are coming down the line are going to make images and video so much better. Canva allows anyone, regardless of your talent and ability, to make graphics and ready-made templates that can make your posts sing and dance. If we want video, there are so many of them, and there's a lot of AI-powered tools. By the time you read this, there's probably two more on the marketplace. So I'm just going to tell you, go to the search engine and look for them. But if you want an industry leader, CapCut, you can't go wrong. It's a simple video creation tool, won't break the bank, and does the heavy lifting. And of course, we want reels and shorts and short form content and video because it is here. There's a statistic that says this time next year, 85% of the entire internet traffic, all the ones and zeros that go across the internet, will be short form video content. Short form means something less than about 2 minutes. ChatGPT, my friend, and fortunately, ChatGPT likes me. You want a hot tip? Spend a little time with ChatGPT and then ask ChatGPT this question. Hey, what do you know about me? You'd be surprised what comes back. And of course, let's talk about scheduling options because you're going to create a bunch of content. You want to schedule it. You don't want to go schedule it for each post. So tools like Buffer and Hootsuite are wonderful free scheduling options. Now, let's talk about one thing that's crazy important. How many followers do you have? I bet it's not nearly as many as you want. And that's important because if you're going to spend 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours building this big, beautiful piece of content, you want people to see it. But the social media platforms are money motivated, which means a little bit of money goes a long way. So the process is called boosting. You probably already know about it. I'm just here to tell you, you absolutely have to do it. It is not an if, it is a must. So even on a small budget, don't just post, boost, because as we know, organic reach is limited, especially in Facebook and Instagram. And Meta, no shade here, likes the money. They're a little money hungry, if you ask me. So $5 to $10 can get your post in front of hundreds or thousands of, and here's the word, targeted. You know your audience, put it into the social media platforms and let the social media platforms deliver your content on a silver platter to them. So this is great for promoting offers, testimonials, and key content. It's simple to set up and there's no full ad campaign needed. And that's a little hot tip there for you, right? So if ads intimidate you, and I understand why, of course, Emory Day would love to do your ads. We do them all day long. We love it. We're really good at it. But if ads intimidate you, boosting shouldn't. It's a button, few more details, and it's amazing. And it's kind of like a mini ad campaign. So don't be shy, boost away. Now, I'm back to my central theme. If you take away anything from this webinar today, I want you to know that you write once, publish everywhere, right? We want to see that effort under the lights of so many platforms. Now, platforms have different formats. I get that, right? TikTok likes a video. Facebook's okay with a post. But we're all learning a couple things. Number one, it's easy to take something that's going on Facebook, put it into Instagram. It's easy to format something from LinkedIn. And then also, don't forget our good friend, Google Business. We love Google Business. And the more you put keyword-laden content as updates in Google Business, the more ranking you get, the more joy and revenue you'll receive. We also know that we love videos. And I got to say this, you have to get on the video train. It's a little scary, I understand, but get on the video train. No one is expecting perfect. This can be done with your phone, and that's okay. It's organic, it's real, and that's what people want. And that brings us to YouTube and TikTok, obviously, but YouTube is the #2 search engine. Let that just resonate. We've talked about search and search engine optimization. We've talked about AI and answer engine optimization, but the granddaddy of them all, the wizard that started the game, YouTube is the #2 engine because people actually go to YouTube to figure stuff out. So if as a part of your universe, you solve problems, Solve them on video, post them on YouTube. People will look for you because I know you've done the same thing, whether it's fixing a sink in your house, maybe figuring out why your car didn't start. YouTube is that answer engine with video. Now we're going to recap and we're going to talk a little bit about your next steps. So number one, focus on quality. There is a urge to create quantity. Don't fall into that trap. Do you want followers? Do you want likes? Do you want people who think, wow, that person's really turned on, tuned in. I like their stuff. So focus on quality. Great weekday posts go further than inconsistent, mediocre content. Next, use content themes. Let's try to keep our content looking very similar, right? That's not hard. We talked about Canva. But if you go and check out Emery Day's posts, and we hope you will, you'll see a theme running through it. You'll see our colors running through it. You'll see a continuity because you know that's an Emery Day post because it looks like all the others. So it's not a requirement that they all be the same color, but try to run a theme through it and use these content themes and simplify that creation with recurring topics, right? So let's talk about that for a second. Sometimes you can take a big topic and break it into small topics, vignettes, little digestible pieces. And here's why. You know your audience, but I also know your audience is ADHD, squirrel, and they're gone, right? So let's make that content scannable. If we're tackling recurring topics, let's let them know that we're into that recurring topics. If we're taking something big and turning it into vignettes, open it up and start it that way. And schedule non-negotiable time. Life is fast-paced. How many times are you in your life saying, I coulda, woulda, shoulda? And wow, it's already June. How has half the year gone by? That is life, my friend. So block 30 minutes weekly on your calendar and aim for valuable, not viral. I'm not saying that there's not a strategy to chase viral trends, but I am saying it's a little bit like a sugar rush. If you get it right, it's amazing, but you can also find yourself very deflated when your copycat didn't go viral. Be the long game, create quality that people want, and be consistently visible to your audience. Now, the results that you can expect when you do this right. Now, results may vary, but mostly you'll see at least a 3 times increase in your engagement growth. And this daily visibility, and yes, I did say daily, it's a little scary. Weekly's good, bi-weekly's okay, monthly's a little not enough. Daily is wonderful. Multi-times per day, you know your audience, you know your competitors. But daily visibility drives more likes, comments, and clicks fast. 80% less time. So if you batch all of this into a block once a week, you won't be scrambling every day. And nothing is worse than going, oh, I got to do the socials every day. Get a big cup of coffee, sit down, block that time on your calendar, bang it out. Use AI, use ChatGPT, crush it. 260 daily posts are what happens when you just put one foot in front of the other and schedule in advance. Stay top of mind with prospects and build trust over time. And here's a little simple 30-minute weekly social media boosting schedule. Step 3, schedule that boost. Schedule all 5 posts via the platform scheduler. And for 2 or 3 of these most engaging posts, make sure that you boost it. Choose a local or interest-based audience and set the duration to 2 to 4 days because the objective is engagement or website clicks. And please, 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 no surprises. Double check your payment method and publish across all platforms. Write once, publish everywhere. So optional tips include repurposing one post for email, stories, or your website. save top performing posts to reuse later, and create a post vault, right? Evergreen is the word. Evergreen means we can take last year's content and recreate it. Now, again, I'm going to say that word, that ever important, powerful word. If you take a post and ask ChatGPT to evergreen it for you, it will, and it will very well. A good idea was a good idea at the turn of the century. It was a good idea 2 years ago. It's still a good idea. It may need a little updating, might need a little modern, but it's still a good idea. So use those posts, evergreen them. And as we talked about, use ChatGPT, whether it's creating a relevant list of holidays or corresponding posts.
Okay,
Don't
thank you
miss
so much.
that low-hanging fruit. Number one, step one, plan those 5 posts, pick your 5 themes, tips, FAQs, or myths, testimonials before and after, promos, offers, or CTAs, behind the scenes or team spotlights, customer story or success result. Choose the format for each image, text, image, and video, or carousel. Step 2, create the content. Use Canva or save templates to design visuals. Use ChatGPT to write 1 or 2 sentence captions, hashtags for each, and add that CTA, book now, or message us to learn more. So with that, that's a lot coming at you real quick. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And the journey that is a good content plan starts with the first post. And if you're smart, that first post starts with a scheduled meeting blocked on your calendar, 30 minutes a week. And that, my friend, is the success formula. And of course, if you find yourself overwhelmed or just not excited about it, engage a third-party vendor like Emory Day. We love this stuff. We have people turned on and tuned in to make you look amazing. But you can do this. You've got this. And of course, we're always here to help. So I'm going to say thank you very much for letting me share. And we're going to go into a little bit of an after-action Q&A with our audience. And if you're hopping off right now, have an amazing day. Thank you so very much.